Hello, everyone. We have just 3 viewers so far. I kind of left to the last second to start sharing in our pages. If you guys could check in, whoever's in watching, if you could just give me a heads up who's in here so I can move on. And also, today, hey, John. So, I last class during our um, BJJ online class, I broke down a little bit how I do my omoplatas, and I decided today um, to show like in a match how I have done that, and then I have gotten a few good omoplatas. I have managed to hit really good omoplatas in my matches. Some of them I finished, some of them I used as a sweep. So I think it's a really good technique. Let me just share here a couple more times with other people, and we will be right back. If it's also anything else you guys want me to break down as far as technique that you guys like to see, I'll try to research here some matches and try to see if I can find more matches that you know will fit what your question is about. Okay. Hey Rob. Hey John. Good to have you guys here. Um, so again, this one is gonna be mostly about omoplatas. I will show. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna do live here, and then I'll show the class how I explain, and I'll try to make a parallel with this match that I. This is old. This is from 2009, and I didn't record this. Somebody else recorded, and that's why the recording is not that great. But again, let me just do one more thing here. It's another way to see the application of an omoplata in a match, the way that I set up. And this was hey John, thank you. Yes, right. That's one of the positive things of um, having more extra time at home. I just like, you know what, I'm learning about how to use this streaming um, software, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna make this fun. So I added this banner underneath the match breakdown, like the live, like if I was like a professional doing this here. But this is just for fun. All right, so I see more people coming in, joining us, so that's good. Let me just share here one more time. In our, let me see here, I'm gonna share in our group, and then that's enough. 6 people is pretty good. Thank you, John. Johns, and yeah, just trying to. I love changes. To be honest with you guys, like, I'm not afraid of changes, so I'm for, you know what. Let me. My mindset is okay. I'm mostly at home. I cannot teach as much. I cannot train. Let me learn more. Other things. So that's what I'm doing. Just trying to learn more things. All right. So let's get to this. You guys like my banner? You see that? Anyway, this is the match. It actually starts like that. I pulled guard. Like, if you guys go back to the last online class, I explained that like this dude here, a really nice guy. His name is Fabio. Really cool guy. I fought him like 3 times, and one time he won by points, and this one I got the submission, and another one I won by points as well. But he's a big, strong dude. Like, he's really, really good. And so it, it's boring in the beginning because I was just struggling here dealing with the arm trap that he went with, and it was good. He's working my lapels. You can tell here. Really good thing. If you guys notice, he's a really good coach, and I really respect him. And I don't want to use this as a he's a really good guy. I had the opportunity, but I was in trouble for a good amount of time. You see, the match, it was just 2 minutes. You can see here how he controls well the lapel under my armpit, and he uses this lapel to push my back down. He's also setting me up, and like you guys know, I mentioned that before. I really like the cross grip high, and I tried to get this arm across. You're gonna hear my former coach saying some things to me. Hey, Jeremy, how are you? Um, so he's trying to open my guard. Of course, I don't want to open my guard here. I want to open my guard on my terms. Um, I had way more hair here too, but anyway, uh, so that's my point. Like I want to open the guard only when I want to, not when my opponent wants to. So um, I could open and set up first any type of guard, but I felt like this is really. I remember this match pretty well actually because I felt like how strong he was, and this hand here was really pinning me, and it was kind of like not letting me work my left leg. And so I'm trying to get. Remember, like when I broke down Roger's match, and we saw this a lot, the cross grip. And I mentioned that that's something that I always love doing it, and then you can tell that that's what I'm working for. I'm trying to get the cross grip a lot. Couldn't get him. Trying to get the arm under the leg. Couldn't. I had to let go because he was going here with a higher grip. So it was kind of really, he had like amazingly strong grips here. It was like a pain to try to break this, and that was just 1 minute in the match. So the last 30 seconds we didn't have it on tape. I'm trying to break the grip to try to bring his arm that way, and I did a couple mistakes here, and I'll show you guys. Um, I'm trying to work. I'm calm. Usually I don't get too overexcited, or I'm trying to break that grip. He knows what I want to do, and he's going for the cross grip. At this point I remember thinking, and trust me, I remember thinking this. This is actually the final match. That's when I won the Pan American Championship for the fifth time as a master, and I remember that how important it was. This was my third match that day. Um, so I'm trying to here. Here was my mistake. Oh, not here. Here. I brought my arm down, trying to push and deal with his arm, and I gave him a good way. Hey, that's my coach, mentor, sensei, amazing friend, Walt Lysek joining us. So great to have you here, Walt. So here, I'm pushing his arm back. I'm trying to trying to set up something here. Remember, like when I broke down my Omoplatas doing the online class, I explained that it's very important to have the control over the arm. Of course, at the side you want to go for the omoplata, and what I'm looking for is to have my thigh under the armpit. Okay, so again, in here was my mistake. You see, I think at this point you see his hand here. His hand here is already looking for my lapel, and my arm is low. So he's gonna do a basic trap that actually I have taught many times, and I like it, and I fell for it, which is that's the cool part of you know. You guys will see. He's trying to work. Actually, oh here, that was the point. All right, so that's the point. He grabbed my lapel. I'm extending my arm here, try to keep him a distance. And guys, this posture here, I don't recommend, but this guy was so powerful and so strong. Um, and I watched him passing guard and working before, and I could tell how much pressure he had. So I'm trying to keep him away with my close guard, trying to get the better grips. And he's like putting the sheer pressure on top of me. And at this point, okay, that's my mistake here. I didn't pay attention to this. I underestimated. He wrapped it over, which is a great technique. I suggest you guys trying to work that too. We can work that when we come back to classes. He traps and he's gonna handle this lapel to this hand here. So it's pretty much he's killing my right side. All right, so he got it, and then I'm like trapped, and I was kind of like I don't know. I really didn't believe that he would get that amazing grip there, but I should have thought about it because that was my mistake. so he's saying, my coach was saying like that he needs that left arm. His right arm is trapping my arm with the lapel under here, so that's why I couldn't move, and I didn't want to open the guard because here's the point: he's controlling the arm that I would use to block him. If he managed to open here, and I think his mistake was to go too low to try to open my guard, and I don't know if I will switch here, but it's a wise thing to do to protect that leg. So this leg here, my right leg, the ideal lock, and this is something that I became more aware now, would be to put this leg over my right leg over my left. So I have the help of my other leg locking my other one, or have that in the higher elevation. Hey Ross, how are you? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see how he will, position himself, try to free, and that's, you guys gonna see how I'm gonna free that. So here I I'm trying to create some sort of blockage. I maybe my best shot. I know that I was in a real I was in a bad situation here. The best would be if I had gotten my left arm going for this lapel to try to stop him from using this hand to try to open my guard. Here now he's doing a better job, in my opinion. He's got his left hand on my inner thigh. He can prone this against my leg. He can push it down, and I can guarantee you guys that it was like so much pressure. And all right, so managed to break a little bit his posture. So I'm using a lot of my strength. And just 1 second, please. Just trying to get the dogs to stop barking. And all right, so it freed. Now my arm is completely free. And let me just look at and see how that happened. Just 1 second here. Let me go back. And okay, let me go back there one more time. Sorry, guys. He trapped. Just sorry, guys. Just a second. I'm trying to see how that happened. He bombed. I bring him back. I managed to get him back, and then he lost. That's when I put my back flat, he kind of lost a little bit his grip on the right side. He's trying to go again, and this is gonna be fast here, so I have to pay attention. Just 1 second, and okay, so here again, see, this is exactly what I explained in my last class. Let me just lower a little bit my microphone here. Hello, hello. And oh, sorry. And here, that's where I get the cross grip. All right, and that's right, Dave. I got my left grip. He got this grip here. I think he was grabbing crossed. He's giving me a good opportunity. Remember what I said? I'm gonna try to find my other video from the class because I want to do a parallel here very quick. So take a look. I'm trying to bring his arm to this side so I can fit my leg under the armpit. And I will show you guys the difference here. I want you guys to pay attention to this, and then I'll move to the BJJ class that as I explained. So here, I'm trying to get the spinning under him. I don't know if you guys can see that. And to help me pivot to get parallel to him, or to get the turn, or to get my leg under the armpit and behind the triceps, I went under to hold here. I don't do this nowadays anymore. And I will explain why. It's just because I changed the way that I finished the omoplata, or I've been focusing more, and how I've been breaking my opponent's posture. Look at how my right arm is under his leg. And so I'm going to start my turn. And here's the deal. When I freed my leg, my left leg, that's when I started getting my turn. See how this leg is going right under the armpit, and so this is going to be a major leverage here. I'm going to apply a good leverage here. Okay, here's the deal. I moved. I don't know if you guys noticed how it's not one bulk move. In between, you have to shift to get to that position. Look, go, 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 boom. Here's the problem. Because I had this right arm, really good guys, what they try to do, they try to jump over, right? Try to posture. See, he's doing a good job. He doesn't want me to break his posture down. So he's framing here. He's putting like that really good right hand on the ground to not let me bring his chest down to the ground. And he's stepping over. If he went all the way across, he would have passed my guard, and I would be in big trouble. So that's one of the reasons why I stopped doing that. But sometimes this also gives me back attacks and sweeps. So it's not totally bad, but it's also I don't know. I just changed. I'm gonna make a parallel. So I want you guys to take a mental picture here. What happened? And so when I pulled out the class, you guys will understand. Look at that. So it's right here. I'm diving under. 1, 2, 3, and I got to here. Now I'm gonna pummel under. Hey Jimmy. Hey Edgar. Thank you for joining us. I'm pummeling under because I need to clear his leg. Okay. He was shorter than me, so this was a little struggle. See, he has his whole shin across my face, but I managed to go underneath, and I'm catching the back. Now I'm gonna use my right foot here down on the ground, stomping on the ground to fix my position, because I don't want to have the hip closer to him, high here. All right, I want my left hip to go up. So that's when I'm getting the turn, and you can see that I'm trying to roll that way. And this dude was like freaking like a tank. So I'm trying to go, and here's my mistake. I'm trying to rush. This is the finals. I really want to get the submission. I had already submitted one person. So I was kind of like, I don't know, just maybe a little greedy here. I should have, at this point, pulled more my calf in, and I'm doing a self critique here. I'm criticizing myself. I should have brought my calf under, putting more pressure backwards, and I should have dragged him in this direction. Can you guys see that? So here I'm going. Okay, now I'm trying to finish going forward, and you can tell like my I'm making a face here because, guys, it was a struggle. And I didn't finish him with Omoplata, right? So, okay, here's the deal. I'm trying to drive. Sorry, I'm trying to get my coffee before it gets cold. I'm trying to drive forward, but my leg is kind of extended here. He was stronger than me, and it was really hard to finish here. My arm is going around, and I'm trying to maybe get a choke at the same time. So sometimes I do that. I get a good omoplata. I manage to get this arm around and grab the lapel all the way across, because you can kind of like bait a little bit your opponent. And so, okay, now I'm getting a better lock. This is what I was supposed to have done. But also, I want to bring this to your attention. When you extend your leg, sometimes it helps to bring the pressure of your, say, IT band right behind the triceps to pin your opponent's shoulder down. Can you guys see here? Then as I'm moving, now I'm getting the lock. And guys, I don't know how he wasn't tapping, but he probably was a power lifter. I don't know. He was a dude, strong. And I'm like, okay. So I finished with a wrist lock. And again, that's why we need to improvise sometimes. And so we have our primary attack. If we have in mind that we can always go for a secondary attack, and in many cases you can. I advise you guys to always look into, you in a submission, where else could you go from here? Okay. All right, let me go here. And then I got the wrist lock. I'm super happy. Usually I don't do this kind of stuff, but I was happy because it was the 5th time that I won, and I was happy, of course. All right, so just stay here with me. okay, let me just see here. In order to defend, is it a good idea to anticipate the omoplata and shoulder roll before your opponent has control? Oh, absolutely. No, I completely agree with you. So one of good defenses for, let me just see here. So here, because the way that I spawn was a kind of a little bit tricky already. And I'm gonna show you how I do, and a good segue actually. Thank you for sending that. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, Wednesday, I can show you you guys like during my online class how maybe to defend some omoplatas in different ways. That's a good segue. Thank you. All right, so here's the moment. Okay, Red Cliff. um, Here's the deal. At this point, Fabio, the guy on top, the best way for him to have defended my spin would be to get his right hand on my left leg. And by the way, unfortunately, I don't have my third match against him. I fought him again in Miami, and I couldn't get this position on him anymore because exactly like you're saying, he anticipated my omoplata. He already knew my game. I pulled guard again against him, and the way that I remember this, he stopped me from spinning. Actually, it was the same year. This is I want to say, or maybe a year later. He got his right arm, and he locked my left leg. It was exactly the same position when I fought him in Miami, and then he stopped my spinning, anticipating, and not letting me get the whole position. So that's maybe avoidance. Let's call it first avoidance, second is defense, right? We always talk about that, especially with my self-defense coach. So the avoidance here for him would be, well, number one, if his elbow here could have maybe, if he could have done this, right, like fitting his elbow inside my leg, I wouldn't have that leverage under his armpit. Second thing is right hand controlling the outside leg, the leg that is free. A lot of people focus too much on what's going on here, but I can only get into the right position if I have my left leg free. So if you want to prevent omoplatas in first place, Red Cliff, anticipating is, well, tuck your elbow and put inside the thigh so the person cannot get the leverage under your armpit or triceps. Second, control the leg that is free. Spread that out, like push it out all the way up. And there's no risk there because all my grips are busy right here. All right. So at this point here, right here, that's the scramble, Red Cliff. Right hand, he should have put his, my opinion, right hand on the ground or right foot on the ground, because then I wouldn't have how to bring my right leg, because this is the leg that is going to whip his shoulder down to the ground. But if he had his right foot on the ground and right hand on the ground, he would have a way better frame, you know. So here he puts his right hand and he tries to jump over, but because I had the grip here, he couldn't jump over completely. And at this moment, the way that I set up, I raised the wrong side first to stop the person a little bit from jumping over, and then I switched to my other hip. So here, Bob, and then I go under. He probably at this point too, I don't know how well balanced he would be. Um, when I defend omoplata, I bring this knee down, and I put this foot up. I mean, this foot down on the ground, this knee up, right foot down on the ground, and then left knee down. So he would have his right hip, instead of tilting this way, would tilt that way. Make sense? I hope I answered that. And then from there, that was it. Cool. All right, let me get the other video here, and then I'll show you guys. Just 1 second, okay? All right, so I'm selecting here one one of our last online classes. Let me just see here. I was actually editing, so I just want to make sure that will show up here for me. My last class. Just 1 second. Let me just stop this audio here. And okay. Let me see here. Okay, let me go back on my live streams. And I just want to make a parallel very quick here, guys. Just hang. Wait here. Okay. All right, let me see here where I go over. Okay, and that's the part here. So this is from our last class, right? And I was breaking down how I do the omoplatas, and getting Sylvia here. This is the part that I recommend you guys going for on the. This is the BJJ and MMA online class from April 10th. About 45 minutes in, I explain. It's pretty much how I got the guy and the setup, and I'm trying to make a parallel so you guys understand. But I'm not gonna go over all of this because I want to put the other video to break down, just like 15 more minutes. But here you can see like how it's my explanation is as far as like cross grip and having my thigh under the armpit, and what I changed, it's how my right arm, I don't go under. Imagine like trying to go on omoplata on Sylvia or somebody smaller than me, that somebody that can sit really low here. It's hard to get this right hand under the leg. And when you go with the right arm under the leg here at the side you're attacking, what happens is you create an opportunity for your opponent to jump over and get to the other side. That's one of the options, or the rollout, like Radcliffe was saying. So what I do, and I'm explaining here about this left leg. I just want to get the part where I explain. Okay, right here. When I break that grip, what I've been doing a lot is how I'm getting this right hand on outside. This is the on the outside, and I'm, of course, I cannot put my fingers inside the pants, so I go right by the edge. And Sylvia's pants like right on the on the dot as far as like the legality, and so it's hard to get, but you still can get it. And then okay, so here I'm gonna break down. You guys go there just to see the parallel. Look at this. So here, let me just see how I explain again. Cross grip, and you guys go there, watch. You guys will get the whole explanation. Here, when I get to the side, I don't want to fast forward because sometimes I end up missing the frame that I need. So here, and then from there, same thing I did with the guy. I take my lower back off the ground and try to move up, hop, and get to the side. Right? And let me see the finish here. Look, when I open, my left leg is the whip. And that's why I said, like, if you want to defend omoplata here, put this elbow inside and control the leg that is free. You stop that rotation and you stop the omoplata. All right? So see, this is free, so I can go 1, 2, 3. And at this point, that's when I'm bringing the arm in. That's how I do omoplatas. Almost the same setup. Now, the only difference is when my left leg goes on the ground, I use it to roll out this way here, to kind of like butt scoot this way, okay? And then from there, I'm going to punch this out. So see the difference between this and going underneath, right? Let me just see here so you guys can see. So I try to do as much as I can. I try to finish putting my opponent on his belly on the ground, okay? Instead of the situation that happened before. So let me go back here to my videos very quick. And just going to open my library again. And let me see. And just 1 second. BJJ matches. And again, at the very end on mine here. Okay, that's the point I want. On the previous video with Sylvia, you guys saw that I put her belly on the ground. So at this point, if it was maybe me nowadays, I would have pulled him to this direction to put his belly flat. Are you guys following me? I hope you guys understanding what I mean with this. My difficulty here finishing is because I didn't put his chest on the ground, like completely belly down. And he was a strong dude, shorter arms. And then I went, just, you know what? Let me go with with the wrist lock because it was right there. Cool. So this is one. The other one is from Clark Gracie, and so this is a whole breakdown. It's a 5 minute match. So I'm gonna try to kind of rush a little bit through this one. Clark Gracie, in my opinion, had one of the best omoplatas. He got so many people in omoplatas. He would just hang on those arms like so well, and he is amazing, right? So Clark is the one on your on a white gi here with the, I think it's Adidas. So he pulls guard. He's really good. Guy almost passed. Let me just see here how he pulls, because I pull the same way. Yeah, I pull guard, creating this pull push tension here. I use the side that I have the hand on the lapel to put the same foot on my opponent's hip. The reason I do that is because my leg usually is pushing forward and the lapel is pulling down. So I create a little like slingshot sort of like setup. But the guy, I think he has Clark's right leg. Yep. And he tries to do a quick step around, and but Clark managed to replace immediately. And that's like I always mention this, guys about to pass your guard, like within the first 3 seconds that they get to this piece of real estate that they want so bad, which is your side, you got to do like, that's a scramble right there. You need to scramble as fast as you can. um Hard to pass guard because look at this symmetry of Clark's guard here, right? He's putting his left foot on this kid's shoulder, but he still has a good control on the lapel, and he went with his, hold on, yeah. So his right here, it's going under here, so it's kind of like hard for the guy to spin Clark around. I tried to step. He managed to get a little shin on shin and have a good control. Um, he's Clark is very comfortable, has been always very comfortable in an inverted situation here. There are like some inverted spinning omoplatas from here. And he managed to upset, and again, he tries to go underneath. So that's what I'm watching this match for the second time. When he inverted, and see how he's getting his left, say, no, right arm on this kid's leg from under the shin, he free himself to get the spin to go for the omoplata. This is for the people that really like inverting to go to omoplata. Actually, I do like. I feel comfortable because I'm always trying to go with my shin or calf under the armpit anyway. So he managed to upset the guy's balance using that right hand on the pants that he's controlling, and with his legs he's pushing forward. Now he's gonna do the spin to get to the omoplata. Now, very common, same pattern you guys can see here. The kid tried to, John Combs, I don't know him, tried to do the same thing that I showed on my match. He puts his right hand on the ground. I would have put my right foot on the ground, but he tried to jump over. But the way that Clark is controlling here, he's doing in a way that is harder for him to jump over. I've seen some people doing this. They bite, let's say, the shin of the opponent, getting the arm under, pummeling under, but are keeping like really on the biceps, if it makes sense. Okay. Now the kid do the right thing, which is to kind of stand up, but that with Clark that doesn't work anyway. Um, Trying to adjust, and of course, John the guy in blue, doesn't want to go down on the ground, because that's how he finishes we finished omoplatas, correct? We finished omoplata by bringing our opponent's chest down to the ground. He's trying to address, remember, like that leg, the outside leg, because if he manages to punch this leg out, he opens a void right here, an opening that he maybe can get a pass. He's trying to block, he's trying to get up, which is dangerous now. This is me, and I try to avoid standing up when I'm getting attacked with omoplata. The reason is because I do a lot of omoplatas, I know the risk, and I have tapped people in tournaments with when my opponent's standing up, and I got an arm bar on the omoplata arm, which is kind of weird, but you need to work the elbow to get the right position to manage to crank it. I can record sometime. So here, just one thing here. She's trying to spin, but it's hard. He's getting good low lock. And there's a good thing here. Look what he's doing. This is kind of like unique. He goes for the omoplata. He's getting the arm, but he also have his own arm under his own leg, the leg that is attacking the omoplata, breaking down the posture, holding the lapel. And remember what I said before, that a good prevention is a good defense is to hold the outside leg. That's what this kid is doing here. Now things start getting complicated. This is also interesting. He's going for the belt, and he got his own arm, lacing the guy's leg right here. That's interesting. Never seen that set up. Sounds good, Phil. So, kid is putting the knee in his stomach. This is a different setup. That's something that I would like to maybe take a look at once I'm on the mat. Look how Clark is getting the belt, which is something that I like to do, and also I like to put my forearm against the guy's body and not going all the way over the back at this point. Why? The reason for that is because if he gets his right arm and just brace John's back, John might be able to jump towards the referee's side. Make sense? You guys follow me? So when he puts the forearm next to John's body, it creates a little barrier there of preventing John from jumping to the other side. See? He's trying to block that foot. He doesn't want a foot there. Now, kid is doing a really good defense avoidance, all right? Why? Because he's getting his right arm shutting down Clark's free leg, all right? Because the right leg is the leg attacking omoplata. The free leg here, he is managing to keep it under control, okay? And trying to push that again. He's going for, okay, now he got the lock that he wants, and then he starts sitting up, trying to create that that leverage, that weight behind the shoulder to drive that shoulder down. I mean, I'm not criticizing Clark at all because the guy's amazing, okay? But one thing we know that in this situation, but he's really good here. Actually, he has really good back takes from here, believe it or not. He managed to free his left arm and his right arm. So his left is here, his right arm is here. He managed to trap this guy's arm all the way across his body. So John's arm is going all the way to the side, and look how he brought his thigh to his ribs, all right? But at the same point, you don't have the same weight here. You have the arm control because he's pinching his thigh against his ribs. And therefore, John's arm is trapped between the thigh and the ribs. Make sense? Or the waist. He's still working this hand here, which is the right response. I'm not just a big fan of this posture here. I would rather extend my right arm to defend and have my left knee on the ground. I'm talking about John, the guy in blue. Now, this is something that I saw Clark doing it. He's getting his um, his left arm to grab John's foot on the other side, hoping probably to break his posture. And there are like many actually even pictures of Clark Gracie, like literally the guy standing and him getting the omoplata from there. Now you see how he managed to get different controls. There's a whole tango here. He's getting his left hand going under his own legs and grabbing the lapel to break the posture. So he breaks the posture. I don't break the posture like that because maybe I have heavy legs. I rather also always scoot out the other way. That's my way to finish. But at the same time, he might not want to give that chance, give it a chance to try that, because if he unlocks here, John might push his leg all the way forward, stopping his rotation. Let's go. Grab the back again. And you can see like he hangs in there. There's a lot of weight. He's trying to use the free and he keeps the lock. Go for the lapel again. I really want to look more into that during this setup. I haven't never done like that, but it seems interesting to me. He might be willing or trying to go for that perpendicular type of lock. And you can tell, like, imagine how tough is this lock, because the kid on top has been almost like, I would say, minute and a half in that position, which is a long time. When he puts the left knee on the hip, it kind of helps, you know. But Clark Gracie immediately barriers, like, control the outside. I guess at some point you just get tired. It's not much here going on. I just want to try to catch when he gets the finish. What would definitely it's helping John, but it's not helping him get out. It's helping him stop the finish. Is the shin on the chest. That definitely, of course, helps to stop, but it's not. You see, there's a difference between stopping the submission and really like applying a whole defense. The shin there momentarily is a good thing, but when he stands up, he creates a little trouble for him. I'm gonna try to. Actually, for my guys on Google Classroom, I will share with you guys a few options of different omoplatas and how I finish and how I use the leg attacking as a strong blade, chopping down to create that weight. Um, I'm just curious now to see how he gonna finish, if he will finish, because this is the finals. If I'm not wrong, I don't know. No, it's not the finals. I know he finishes because it's showing here 6 minutes to the end, and they're still here. But there's less than that to the end of the match. Like now, Clark is trying to set up. Oh, that's good. Hold on. Let's get that. He puts that left hand on the ground, but his right hip is still up. Me, and again, I'm not criticizing anyone. Me, what I like to do, if I put this left hand on the ground, I try to scoot to this side because I'll lower my right hip down to the ground. Now, oh shoot, sorry guys. About here, sorry. Just clicked a little bit. That's right. I want to put the pause here. Okay. See, because this is not totally anchored here, the kid managed to do a row. And then there's a scramble there. You can see that Clark is in a sort of bad position here. Not bad position, but losing a little bit of control. He's getting tumbled over, but he gonna follow through, which is a good thing. When he follows through, he keeps the omoplata going. See? So a lot of times when your opponent rolls forward, depending on the position that you have and how locked the omoplata leg is, you roll with him. Now, here's the dangers for Clark in this situation here. If this guy John controls his leg and push it really away and down, so he's pushing away and down, he could maybe bring this right knee over. And that's one of the defenses we do. I can break that down. Now, of course, he couldn't do that because he's leaning back too much. And I understand because he's worried about the submission. But he didn't use his right hand to shut down the leg that is closing the triangle on omoplata. This guy probably was like, had a sore shoulder after that. Again, he is like putting a little more posture. Clark again has this right side up. Now when he sits, he start like creating a little more problem. What some guys do too, which is cool, and this is another good way to defend omoplata, is like going under one of the two legs. Some guys actually they manage to slide forward and go under this leg to cut the corner and show up on, say, the guy's left side. Row again, row again. Look at this. And now, ooh, almost there. That's why it's important to do forward rows and those like floor drills. Yeah, you can. You can threaten the gogoplata. Well, number one, if you have the flexibility. Number two, if opponent tries to square off with you and you manage to get a little bit on the with your shin under the chin, absolutely. I think it's totally doable. And now he's trying to drive forward, managed to put the kid's left shoulder on the ground. That's right, Dave. And again, there's like numerous matches that Clark attacks everyone with omoplata, and I bet he saw all the defenses for sure. Now, as they are rolling, he takes the opportunity to go behind the guy's back, and that's when he's gonna threaten with a choke. Look, he goes there now. Left arm is going over. Right arm is still, and he still has the guy's arm here. See, his arm is still trapped. Controls the back. Now, cool. I like this a lot. He's using his left leg now to roll his body that way. I like this. The guy's putting a lot of pressure there. And he's trying to go for the choke as well. I think he got with the cross choke. Crossed is almost like a crucifix from there. That's it. That was it. Yeah, he wants the choke for sure. So let's see that again. I mean, I like when guys are so relentless. They want so bad one that technique that they keep being the feeder. I keep using that term from which a lot of the Kali guys use and the Sayak guys and the Tienza guys use, the feeder versus the receiver mindset. I really like this because it proves my point. Since the very beginning of the match, Clark was feeding the attacks, and you can tell like he didn't let go. He went, like Dave said, he went from one attempt to another and didn't let go to reset. He just went, and you can tell like how you can tell how that worked. One more time, just here. Because from this point, that's when they start like rolling, like roll it. Didn't let go. Stay there. Didn't let go. Didn't let go. And that's when he saw the opportunity to maybe attack the back with the arm trapped. The arm's still trapped here. He's breaking the guy's posture. I believe, I can't see that, but I believe he might have tried to get his right arm under pummeling under the guy's armpit to have almost like a crucifix type, which I think it was kind of like look like a crucifix type of finished. He's rowing, rowing, rowing. The guy's arm is all the way behind his back. He's putting all his weight. There's not much where he can go because I believe that he's now John's right arm is trapped, so he cannot really row. Yeah, I think like from there, trap the arm, and in my opinion, was kind of like a crucifix setup. It's just so much pain, and the guy's shoulder there. I don't know if ooh, that's okay. Don't be mad. Don't be sad. you know. So that's the breakdown for today. I broke down my omoplata. Hello, Nico. My omoplata in this case was from the closed guard, and I really like the setup that I showed during the class, and the similarities of both setups. Let me just go back here very quick. So here again, we have that the setup that I'm trying to go underneath. Again, I don't do this grip anymore. I try to get my right hand on the outside of the pant cuff. That's how I do nowadays. You can see the similarity between how the other kid John was defending and how Fabio here is defending, putting his right hand on the ground and trying to step over. Now I swim under, and I capped it. And again, I think having the same mindset. One thing I learned over the years is not always you can be the feeder of the techniques. Not always you are the aggressor or you're attacking. If we go back here, here we're kind of like neutral. He's doing a great job controlling. All of a sudden he traps my arm. When he traps my arm here, he's the feeder. He's trying to open my guard, and I'm trying to keep my guard closed until I can open on my terms. All right. So the last thing to learn, at least like I think I do have the mindset, and something that I had to learn, of course, the hard way, is that, well, the guy trapped me. This is the finals. I want to win the Pan American Championship. Trapped. I'm not gonna let go. You know. I'm trapped. He's the feeder. Fabio's the feeder. Now we're kind of equal. And then now I'm looking for the payback time. And my mind is like, I want to go for, it doesn't look like. It looks like I'm resting, but I'm not. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. Strong omoplatas results in nagging shoulder blade injuries for opponents and training partners. Yeah, so that's why omoplatas are forbidden for kids under 15 years old, and we need to be very mindful how we finish. And thank God I never hurt anyone with omoplatas, and many times I even let go because I know, I'm 240 pounds, so my legs are heavy, and sometimes I even like there was a tournament that I kind of let go, and I transitioned to a better position because the guy just wouldn't tap. And I know how it feels to hurt someone that doesn't want to tap, and that has happened to me. That unfortunately I popped somebody's knee, but the guy wasn't tapping. I didn't crank too hard, but I didn't want to crank and hurt anyone. The guy didn't want to tap, and the referee looked at me like, "Oh, just keep going," And I went and I hurt, and at what point do you switch legs from right to left there? Okay, UV, good to see you, man. Once I get to the side up to here, let me go back here. So the way that I do, I like to get my right leg, say the leg that is attacking, and I like to get like parallel to the guy as much as I can. If we saw Gracie had a different setup, he was more in a perpendicular position, but he's way more flexible than me. Because of my game, I like to get parallel, so my right leg can come down like a blade, like just chopping down. Once I feel like I broke my opponent's uh, posture, I immediately try to move my legs to the opposite side. So here, I'm here, so my legs are still like in front of him. At this point, that's when I'm switching. That's when I'm switching. All right. And then here, you see that I already switched UV, but I didn't do a good job here, to be honest with you. And then that's my self critique, criticizing myself. I got his shoulder on the ground. I'm putting my IT band on over his triceps or shoulder joint here. I should have sucked my leg in, like pulled in, and drove that way, you know. And this guy, believe it or not, was heavier than me, and I was heavy and fat here, eating too much chocolate. All right, so what we're gonna do is, did I answer you, UV? I hope I answered you. What I would do for who's in our Google Classroom, as soon as I finish the live here, I will post and share more Google Drive videos with you guys that I have a bunch teaching Omoplatas, and there are many variations. We actually, when Marcos Parrumpa da Mata came to our gym, we worked many Omoplatas with him, and I think it's really worth it to try. Oh, well, fat is an advantage sometimes. Oh, uh, let me just see here if I can find a really good one. Yeah, I do. I do. I like for. I'm gonna show you guys like this quick one here. The quality is not so good because I'm streaming also. Thanks so much, Shihan. And also, I want to talk to you, Walt, about the podcast this week. I need you to talk about preparedness. But we talked about this. I'll send you a text message tomorrow to see. So this is my Google Drive. I know the quality is not the greatest here because I'm streaming too. So this is not on my it's not on my hard drive. This is from I think we did a it's one of the seminars that we had in our school for some fundraising. I forgot. This, for instance, I do the same. I love Omoplata, so I do this reverse spider guard thing. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna share this with my students, but if you're not my student, you're not gonna have access to this. So I will explain here. So look at this. So like it could even be standing up or right here. So what I do a lot, almost like what Steve was doing. Can you guys hear that? It's a crossed grip on the arm. And so I'm crossing the grip. So when I lose this grip here, I cross the grip and I don't have any control there now. I do this crossed spider guard. And most of the time when I'm doing this cross spider guard, he tries to to start like a lot of people like they start standing up, or to see how I'm all turned this way here. I'm always turned this to the side of my crossed spider. If you lift this leg, it's even better for me. It's kind of a little bit more acrobatic, but like from here, I kind of gonna get this hand in, I'm gonna turn so I can get my omoplata. All right? So I'm here. Just a quick thing here. I have a good friend, and he just moved to Connecticut a few months ago, and he's a black belt, 4th degree black belt under Murilo Bustamante from Brazilian top team. He's and who showed me this was him after training somewhere, and that was, I think I was a blue or purple belt, and yes, that's right, Brian. And I like the way that he showed. So this is a reversed spider guard. I use this, and it, again, is a transitional position. There's no such thing like a reversed spider guard to as a full control of the leg, of the body, or the opponent. Let's say, it's not like a spider. It's not like a guard style or category that you're gonna spend too much time. So I use it as a transition. Okay. There are many things. Like if it doesn't open up this leg, he doesn't bring this knee up. But I'm here, and then, you know, say I was doing this, and he breaks this grip here, pump, I switch right here. And I'm like, kind of like in a weird position, on my shoulder, on my side. He can even bring this knee down, it doesn't matter. I'm right here, almost inverted. You guys understand? A lot of times, he thinks like he can go to my back, right? He feels like, should I go to my back? And that's when it's pretty much a tumble, so I finish with Omoplata. Whoever comes after can do any follow-up from Omoplata. Just don't count on my technique, because right now it looks good. So I'm here, so I'm sideways, I'm doing my spider, he breaks it, so I go here. So see how I kind of like, I'm on my shoulder, and I can put pressure here, as if I was trying to sweep, and he wants to reset. When he wants to reset, that's when I go for my Omoplata. So I finish, however you guys like to finish Omoplata, just turn around a little bit. Nowadays, to finish Omoplata, I'm making sure that I'm holding the elbow. I bring in my calf really tight.
That's what I was talking about.
Like the spiral when I'm taking the back. So I push this hand on his hamstring. Right, so I'm doing this, see the rotation on my shoulder here, and I move back. That's like one of the ways I'm finishing. Lean and going that way. So one more time. For the white belts, it might not be that simple, but life is not simple either, so just go with that. Cool?
Me and my dad, my dad jokes.
Here, I saw like putting all this pressure. Can be right here, sometimes I even relax. So this leg is ready to shoot under. And as he's trying to, he could raise this, which would be even better, because I kind of like go with palm out that way, going this way. Or he's here, I just like push. So I'm creating like this lean shot, almost if I try to sweep him. Most people try to correct the posture, and that's when I get my side. This hand goes there, control the elbow. I push this way. Some people like to control the leg to sprawl him out. However you want to finish the...
Actually, I control the leg now. Some people know it's me. Cool? All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. I will share this video here and together with other Omoplatas in our Google Classroom as soon as we finish the live. Listen, again, thanks so much for your support. Thanks so much for, we're definitely going to work that, John. Thank you for all the students keeping the memberships. It's very important for us. We trying to, first of all, before we were trying already to work on a different location to expand because we got really, really busy before this whole thing happened. And of course, many students canceled or asked to freeze their accounts because they lost their jobs, and I understand some didn't lose their jobs, but it's still canceled, and you know, it is what it is. But we want to be open and ready for you guys when we can reopen. So just waiting for the state and the town and for this whole thing to end. But I'm really happy that all of you have been keeping your interest. I'm very, very thankful for your dedication. And again, you guys are not losing anything because we have been providing, at least I'm trying to provide as much as I can. Good. Okay, so Red Cliff, quick thing. What I like to do from Omoplata is if I can, if I'm rolling with a higher rank, I go for wrist locks because it's always there. Okay. And also, depending on my opponent's position, I attack the back as well. Okay, I think I have a back take from Omoplata somewhere. So I like to, sometimes, who used to do that? There was a girl, that was good going for Omoplatas and getting the lapel as well and going for a choke, almost like what Gracie did. I'm trying to remember who was that. Okay, this is for you, buddy. So just one more thing, guys. Just I'm already here, so I'm. This is me. This is a long time ago. I'm showing another technique. So Red Cliff, this is just a different setup here. A lot of bonus content, I guess.
Pressure behind his back.
This is different. This is a different setup.
And then from here, I'm kicking the other leg, the other leg forward, so can I start adjusting myself?
This is very simple, right? Mackenzie, that's right. Mackenzie Dern. Yes, that's you're right. And so the choke sometimes is there. So wrist lock, wrist locks, chokes, and arm bars. Arm bars from there. Actually, oh my God, I have so much. I can live stream my. I have about 1,600 videos recorded on my drive. I could live stream and chat and brainstorm with you guys here for a whole day, no problem. So here's the deal. See, this was the very simple, basic, omoplata. Don't even bother like paying attention too much how I did here. But the cool part is this part here.
So the way that I like to finish here, like I control really.
Oh, see, remember, this is from 2008, if I'm not wrong, 2009. About that. So see, I don't know if you guys remember that Clark also had his forearm against the guy's hip. So I like to keep that for that reason, and also it helps me to flat him out.
The belt, or if I don't have the belt, I'll try to have like a good grip. Anything here, keep it tight. I like to create this distance between Steve and I, and then I keep my
really good student, Steve White. Really like the guy.
Over his joint here, the shoulder and arm.
And this is in Shelton, Connecticut.
I extend, pulling him down, and I finish. All right. So one more time, just from here.
Yeah. So this is the Omoplata.
Just here, I give a little push. Adjust myself.
Yeah, this I oversimplify because the class wasn't about this.
Down, so that will give me a good control. So over. And so I adjust myself, and the guy has a good defense ground. He tries to posture up. So his idea is to try to, block my foot here, this foot, and then he's gonna try to just like try to defend.
Yeah, switch to the pant.
So I don't drive this down. So I don't.
Oh, when would I switch to the pant? So it depends, Ross. If I'm not holding the belt, or if I don't have anything to hold on to, and this is with the gi. No gi, of course, we have to adapt. I'll go for the pants. Okay. Nowadays, maybe because of my shoulder issues, I haven't been going for this grip here. I have been going mostly with the hand on the pant cuff, like the class that I showed before.
What I would do is, still controlling his back, I'll pull his arm out, and I will switch my control here to attack his back. So this came right in front of him. My heel is already pulling him in, and now I'm gonna just like start working to take his back.
So,
all right, so one more time.
So that's my, usually, I have so many good attacks I think I like to do. Number one, I go for the Omoplata. I have the wrist lock. I have the choke. I have the arm bars because I switch my hip to the other side. I'm going to try to find that video too. And also, if it's a higher rank, posting the closer leg up next to me, I go for leg locks. So that's my go-to moves. If I'm doing that to a brown belt or so. So let me see here.
I like to come here. Boom,
I do my turn.
Up. When he posture up, looking up, his posture is driving me backwards. So I don't want, to be thrown back. I don't want to lose too much the pressure on my hips. So from here, I'm gonna open his arm. As I'm opening, it will unlock. Get really sideways. Still controlling his belt. I start adjusting myself to attack his back. All right. So let's try that in class.
So, did I answer you, Radcliffe? I could get more. And let me see if I can get an armbar off the Omoplata here. Sorry, I'm just typing this as it goes. Armbar off Omoplata with cross grip. Let me see if this is one of them. Hold on. Just a second, guys. I'm just looking. Okay, so all right. So let me go back to my split view. This is me. This is me teaching at Cadio Campbell, Arizona. Is our affiliate core Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Mesa. This guy here, you guys cannot believe how tough this dude is. Kelly Corder. He's one of my best friends to mentor. This guy is built like a rock. My rotation, because he doesn't want me to rotate. So I go here. Makes sense? That's a quick one, Radcliffe. So if I'm setting up, I pull. As I open, he stops. That's when, and this is very common, people want to stop. Remember I said like the defense is controlling the free leg. If you do so, make sure that you get this grip. And of course, Kelly here is working a scenario when people do this way. It's not that he's doing anything wrong. It's just based on the context here. As I'm trying to spin, he blocks my knee. And then usually I have the arm bar from there. My rotation, because he doesn't want me to rotate. So I go here. So, okay? So one more time. Yeah. And then I'm expecting that, and I'm expecting the triangle too. So I go here, he blocks. I kind of like go, but look, this is clamping. And of course I could finish sweeping, but most of the time I just finish right here. Okay? Let's go. All right, so there's actually one more. But I think that's enough. I hope. Well, you do have to get those legs as a triangle, John, for sure, in a triangle position. However, there's a moment that it's kind of hard to explain from now, but there's a moment that you have to unlock that triangle so you can extend the leg that is working to get the omoplata to bring it down like an axe, like whoa, to drive that. It's pretty much a hip extension, right, with your full leg extended. I'll break that down for you. I'm just trying to see if I can get one more arm bar from there, a variation that arm bar omoplata bait. Let me just see if this is the one. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for participating as well. Are you one of my students? Because, I don't get the... This, I think it's so... Okay, this is from... Actually, this is at my self-defense and combatives coach, my RMA coach, Walt Lysek. This is from one of his camps. The way that I move, so I start like switching here. This is no gi. Whenever here, I'm gonna go back to this grip. Palm down, palm up. Thumb up, thumb down. All right? So I will attack this arm. But this is the same setup that I'm doing here. The only difference is I'm going to bring this arm here to swing. It's just a sneak. So it's a little bit different than the regular arm bar. Okay, Radcliffe, here's the thing. We are very open to visitors, and I can guarantee to you that once we open, if you want to come down, my guys, few guys here watching us, but we have a good group of guys. Everybody's so helpful, and because sometimes you go visit a school and then people look at you like, no, not with us. People are super cool, man. Please come visit, for sure. I appreciate your visit. From Coast Guard or from Butterfly? We're very open-minded.
I can even keep this hand if you guys feel like.
So this is a different setup. This is kind of like a from a butterfly guard. I set up because I have traditional the omoplata, the triangle, and the arm bar as well.
And
from omoplata, from butterfly, if I have those controls, and of course in no gi everything is so quick and the transitions have to be so fast, right? The whole thing is how I bite the back. I call it I staple the back with my calf, so I have I have the omoplata, and I can get that sneaky arm bar here. Also the triangle if I need it. But I'm trying to find another one that actually Minotauro, Rogério, Rodrigo Nogueira, I think both brothers used to do a lot.
Because of what can come next, right? There's even like a variation arm bar that looks like a Omoplata, which I don't like to use that term. But I go here, here. And now this arm, I will lift with my shin. Okay, and a lot of times people they're expecting more the omoplata than they're expecting this, right? So they worry more.
Absolutely,
about
Brian. Really cool, Radcliffe. Thanks so much, man.
On the side. That's why I want him to think about this side, all right? So over here.
But I'm gonna try to record this and I'll post it here. If you guys subscribe and turn the notifications on, I promise I'll record that Wednesday, which is a variation of an armbar that I do from my setup. So I armbar the same arm that I'm going for the omoplata. And I'll do that for you, Radcliffe, and I'll record it and I'll post it here as one of my techniques because I think it's worth it to take a look. And that's not my technique. This is something that I saw that, like I said, Minotauro, one of those guys doing it, and I like the way that they do the setup from there.
Then I finish with arm bar.
Let me just see if I okay. So here,
to get like the violin here.
Okay, so I don't do the violin. Could you stuff the arm and go for the triangle? Oh, absolutely, Ross, 100%. That again, it's the same idea that Radcliffe said. The more. So actually, there are a lot of lessons to learn from here. This is a long live, but if you guys still here, I will be here a little bit more. So, great lessons to learn. Number one, if we can chain more submissions, that means that we will have the feeder mentality. I'll be attacking, and I will keep my opponent always behind the match, defending. I'm attacking, trying to create a chain of either position improvements or either submissions. Make sense? So, as you guys all have that mindset, I can tell right now, because, so for instance, Radcliffe asked me like, what else, what other submission I will go for? That's the right mindset. Or what else position I could go for? That's the back take, for instance. Like you said, Ross, could I go for the triangle? Yes. And so there's many things. I think here I do even the oh my God, I go for the violin. So imagine like if I'm pushing that pace, and again, guys, just put this back into, thank you, Shane. Just put this back into a self-defense mindset, okay? In self-defense, guys, we cannot spend any second, or we should not spend any second, and we shouldn't spend any second just defending, right? Of course, we defend everything with verbal de-escalation and the mindset to get ourselves out, but at some point, we have to be the person pushing the pace to finish as soon as possible, meaning that I don't want to be just like defending. I don't want to, once physically we start in a situation, right? So I need to finish that threat. I'm not saying killing anyone. I'm just saying, well, we might have to, depending on the situation, but I'm saying is, well, I need to stop that threat. So it's the same thing if you take that mindset to your jiu-jitsu competitions, like, okay, I need to finish this match, all right? But I also need position first. I need good position. And I always mention this, how many times, actually there was a statistic, I don't know which website I'm going to try to find, showing that it has been more submissions in point system fights and tournaments than submission only. Because when we talk about point system, of course, people can play with the rules and etc. But to get the points, especially if you compete under IBJJF rules, what does it happen? You have to get the position and control for 3 seconds in order to get your points. So that means like we achieve good controlling positions, right? And then after that, we go for submission, good controls and etc. So it's just the same idea. I just want to have the best position. I want to keep pushing the pace. If I feel like I'm losing a position, I transition to another one, or I transition to another one, and I keep transitioning to always be feeding the pressure, the attacks, and etc. And same thing with the submissions. Okay, I don't know if I'm clear with that. When it comes to self-defense and the mindset behind self-defense, you guys really should look into the reality martial arts method from my coach, because there's nothing like that in any other martial arts as far as concepts, principles, and mindset. So here, see, I go for the violin
with the 2 arms. Okay, and if you move his arm this way, I still have.
And then we did the back attack again.
From there, lock.
Okay.
Pressure.
So
pay attention how I didn't roll. If I roll my back, I'll have trouble. I'm just taking the weight behind his back away. I want to be here. I want to have this tight. And he's here. He's fighting for it, right? So I'm here. And that would be a variation. Of course, the triangle's right here because.
Oh, look at that.
I go here and he feels like, oh, there's an arm bar. He pulls his arm. That's when I'm going to go with the triangle.
Who asked that?
So from here.
About the triangle.
So here.
Somebody just asked about the triangle. I didn't even like remember.
Swing my leg from outside to over and tied up.
Poor kid. He was like
who likes to cross the legs?
my dumb.
A lot of people say, no, don't cross your legs. This is not good. This is wrong. This one came over this one. So I'm doing this here is fine.
Do you guys understand like the crossing the leg? Like here, there's no weight behind the head. When I cross the other way, then the leg will be behind or over the leg.
Okay, so just go back, stay there.
Cool.
Imagine that you were here. So this is
okay, Ross.
It's okay.
I just answered you.
Right? This is wrong. Why this is wrong? Let's try. Slow.
All right, let me see. I still, if I don't find this video, I will cross grip, submission armbar off Omoplata with cross grip armbar from butterfly, the armbar, the triangle. Okay, I'm not finding right now, but I'm not finding what I want to show to my friend here, my new friend Red Cliff, but I will try to record that Wednesday and I post it here on the channel as the maybe possible variations from the Omoplata. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate any of you guys, if you guys are my students or not. If you want to send me a note, my email is luigi@americantopteamct.com. Send me your whatever match you like me to break down. Is that politics with referees in tournaments that have allegiance with certain? Oh, absolutely. You kidding me? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But at least IBJJF has been good as far as, well, most of the big matches now have 3 referees. So that kind of creates a good check and balance, right? Number 2, a lot of times when they know that the guy is from, I don't know, a big team and etc., they switch a little bit the referees. And I think it's ethical if we do so. Like I organize my own tournaments, the Gammon Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Championships, and we make sure that our coaches, we only use IBJJF coaches in our tournaments. We're going to have to postpone one from New Jersey that was scheduled for May, and I guess in the new town in Connecticut too, but we have other ones scheduled. But what we do is we bring IBJJF referees, and we bring one of the main guys, Fabrício Medici, and we always make sure that no referees work on matches that they have somehow some relation, to the team or to the competitor. But there's something to watch out for. I know because, like I said, I'm open-minded. I have most people. I would say like they're like maybe two people in the jiu-jitsu world that I don't want to talk to, and you know, it's not just politics, it's kind of like big backstabbing backstory. And if I see that anybody related to them is about to be a referee in one of my matches, I ask to switch just because I don't trust. But it is what it is. I hope I answered that. Okay. Any other question, guys? Send me an email, Luigi at AmericanTopTeamCT.com, or send me a message through YouTube or a comment. Just say like, Luigi, I would like you to break down this match or another match. I'll do that with all love, peace and love. All right. All right, guys. So stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you very much. Who could be here? I appreciate. And next breakdown, I think is next Monday. I might put an extra one just because I don't have much to do from home. All right. Thank you very much.